Hey, welcome back to my channel. And in today's episode, I'm going to teach you Python 3. And what are you going to learn? How to build a tip calculator in Python. Yeah, so this is a very simple tutorial. Usually, when you go in a group to a restaurant, you want to calculate how much tips you have to pay per person or total and how much amount to pay, etc. You can use this is very handy. So bill amount, you write float, you create a variable bill amount and you write float input, how much did you spend. Now why float? Because this could involve a decimal number. When a whole number has decimal numbers involved, so you have to write float in the variable. So here this is a way of creating variables you have to do by using input, but here since it's decimal involved, it's float. So bill amount is a variable which could involve decimal numbers, and then these are the different variables that you have to create first to store. So in bill amount you'll be storing how much amount was spent, and in decimals most probably, or may not. The next variable we have to make is a tip percent. Now you can call it anything. I call it the tip percent. So this is an integer because percentage cannot be in decimals, right? So integer, int as an integer, then input, so within the round brackets, what percentage you want to tip. Yeah. Now the question can be formatted anyway, but I just want to make it as simple as possible for beginners. So this is the way you make variables in Python, as you know already. So tip percent is an integer, and how much percentage you want to tip, you ask as a question. So then based on the user's answer, you can calculate. Then the tip amount. So you have the percentage, you have the amount spent, yeah, the bill amount, that is, not the amount spent, the bill amount as in the bill. So the tip amount is going to be, again, it might involve some percentages because bill amount is in percentage. So in calculation, what you normally do, obviously the tip percent, if you multiply by the bill amount, then divide by 100, yes. So you can get the tip amount, or rather you can say bill amount multiplied by tip percent divide by 100. Then you have to print this, give a print command. So print the tip amount is comma. Remember the tip amount is within the string, is a string, so within the closed and open and close inverted comma. And then the tip amount, as you see here in white, so that one is a variable that we created earlier. So whenever you write comma and then write the variable, so it will come along with the sentence, or you can just write the variable print tip amount. You could do that. Then the total spent, can be a decimal, so float bill amount plus tip percent. That's common sense. That will be the total amount spent, because whatever is in the bill plus the tip will count towards the entire amount that was spent. Yeah. Then the number of people, that's another variable, would be integer, of course. You can't have decimal number of people. Input, how many people in your group? Yeah. So, or you could write enter the number of people in your group, whatever you want to format is. So you have that variable as well. Then each of. So each of is basically like you are trying to find out how much you have to collect from each person. You know, like when you go to a restaurant, you want to divide the amount so that your life is much easier if you use this calculator. So total spend divided by number of people, that is something that we learned in school. Yeah. So total spend divided by the number of people will give you how much each person owes. So print you each of, comma, and then each of as in the variable. So now let's see how it's performing. Yeah, how much did you spend? So the user types in a number. And remember, we rounded it to 2, as you see in the code editor, so that whenever you have a like 351.275 blah blah blah, it will round up to 2. Now there's some error showing here. Each of is round, each of comma 2, as you can see here. That's why. Okay, so you see, like when I'm like writing long decimals, it will come round to 2 because we already did the round comma 2 for rounding of the decimals. Otherwise it looks very weird. So tip amount is so and so. How many people in your group? 120. You each of, so